I've just been splattered twice. Twice. Did I get 50 healing done plus 2 religion? Does everybody get that? Or is it just me? Just me. I'm amazing. Alright, so we've done you.
How are we
Hidden objects. Didn't see that before. Meteor affliction.
We
Super
don't.
duper.
We run.
Ah, yes, there you are. As governor and under the auspices of the Valiant Trading Company, please allow me to officially welcome you to Port Maje.
He spreads his hands in a subdued flourish.
I'd like to say the pleasure's all mine, but I try not to lie.
Very honest.
Don't worry, I'm only here on account of him.
As she bobs her head in your direction.
Of course. I see you've been as quick to involve yourself as ever.
Well, obviously, Clario's tone is polite, but there is a stained edge to his wide smile as he turns from Santi to address you.
Apologies for that little drama outside. These are confusing times.
Confusing
and people
times.
often react poorly to uncertainty. Between the storm, the pirates, and the, well, certain strange events, we are all a little on edge.
Cool. Strange things, eh?
A few, well, quite a few people here in Port Maje claim to have seen a giant of some kind during the storm.
Clario winces. Well, they've got good reason.
I would call it a flight of fancy, but unless something has tainted every well in the region, I do not think it can be ignored. But then, the Deadfire is a land full of such things. You must have heard the stories.
That wasn't a giant. That was Aethys. A governor's mouth, a voiceless of understanding, and studies you for a moment.
You'll find good company among the Dawn Stars here in town. They have all manner of theories concerning the behemoth.
He rifles casually through papers.
Now, to the matter of your ship. You're stranded, are you? It was a rough landing by all reports. Unfortunately, our own ships are in no condition to sail. We've had dealings with the pirates ourselves. They've taken their share of supply ships. The storm saw to those berthed in the harbor. All that said, I believe I may have a solution, provided you're willing to help me in turn.
Well, I would like to say I'm Lord of Cardinal. I would be like, wasn't it sacked? I'll be happy to help you in any way I can.
Marvelous. You've washed ashore like a sign from the gods themselves. I have the guards on the lookout for pirate vessels looking to take advantage of whatever damage the storm caused. We've cannons enough to see them off, but I need every man ready to use them. There is a site of some considerable value elsewhere on the island. A value to the trading company, you understand. In point of fact, it's the very reason any of us are here. You're familiar with the luminous Adra trade?
I'm a watcher. I've dealt with Adra before.
Are you indeed? How very interesting.
For a moment, Clario appears entirely distracted from his point, regarding you with an uncomfortable, intense degree of interest.
Do you know, they'd have a great deal of interest in speaking with you at headquarters. Something to consider.
He finally breaks from his musings and flaps a hand to dismiss the subject.
Well, luminous Adra is to Adra what a fine wine is to,
A
never
fine
mind
wine.
that. The point is that it is a particularly potent material, suffused with essence, and it is only found right here in the Deadfire archipelago. It's also quite valuable. When refined, it sells for considerable sums. The trading company has invested a lot of time and money into locating sites suitable for mining and processing.
Oh, mean you're trading souls?
That's a colorful way of putting it.
Not colourful.
Energy really is more apt.
It's truth.
It's not quite a matter of digging up the spirit of your old grandmother.
Clario lets out a short, breathless laugh, shaking his head slightly.
Spin it however you like. The gods are gonna grind your soul to bits.
Grind your soul to bit.
We will have to agree to disagree.
Yep, I would have to agree to disagree.
We, and I hope you understand that these matters require some discretion, have one such outpost on the other side of the island. A successful venture up until very recently.
Very recently.
We sought to improve the refinement process. To that end, we hired some of the brightest minds in the field of animancy and brought them out here to lend their expertise. And then one evening, a storm rolls in out of nowhere, and my scouts begin to report that a giant has marched its way across the island towards my dig site. What am I to make of that?
Whatever you want.
We haven't heard from Mestre Odorisi since, nor any of his assistants, or the workers. I must know what has happened. If Odorisi, if his work is lost, then everything that we have worked for is at risk.
It is risk.
Which is where you come in. You need a ship, I need information.
And if
See
I...
to this for me, and I'll set half the town to work. We'll patch up your ship, and you'll be free to go on your way.
Wonderful. And if I find this Osteris...
Why, take his report on the situation and remind him that he's under certain contractual obligations. And relay my deep relief at his good health, of course.
Do you have any idea what may have happened?
I told you what happened.
I told you what
wouldn't listen
happened,
to me.
child.
We could have prepared for this level of destruction. But what do I know? I'm just a priestess with prophetic dreams.
Clario's jaws tenses, but he otherwise ignores Santi's tirade.
The Huana storm speakers should have kept the worst of the weather at bay. I can't imagine what else might have happened. There are wild beasts on the island, but they wouldn't have attacked an active dig site.
Okay. I want to be passionate? Not really. I can do it.
Ilari, then we are agreed. I will assign men to keep watch over your ship. You will find the dig site on the eastern side of the island. I'll mark it on your map, here.
Here.
You'll do it for the Watcher, but not for me? I see how it is.
I see how it is. With a discontented sound, she crosses her arms over her chest.
Yes.
Yes.
Why wouldn't I want a pack of dawn stars crawling over my Adra mine in search of their lost deity?
Clario darts a quick, sour look at Xoti's direction.
One more thing.
Live
If you
up.
should recover Odorisi's notes, know that they would be of great value to me.
Great value. Money, 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 money. Money. Money, 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 money. Right, level. So we will go. Goes house.
You have to do something. Any of us could be next.
Oh? I cannot imagine who might wish to harm you, Mestre. Per complanca, don't tell me you're here to complain too.
I did nothing. The guardsman covers his face with his hand, groaning.
The virus. Are they recruiting right off of the docks? You would think the Juana were storming the Kraken's Eye as we speak.
I was hoping you might actually help me. What's going on? What's going on?
A fight, Mestre. One of the Juana women attacked a merchant. He has come out the worse for it.
He checks a thumb towards the nearby door.
Now every nationale in town wets himself in terror of losing his coin to the Aumaua. We would bring in the thief, but Clario would not have us march into the village and defend Ikawa. Much longer, and I do not think any of us will have a choice in the matter. If you wanted the details of it, speak to Rinco himself. He will delight in telling you the tale.
Darmo makes a sharp, frustrated hand gesture and turns away. Deal with it, mate. Okay. Okay.
I'm keeping Papa company till he's better.
Who's there?
Watch and learn.
There, the boogeyman.
Tori, is that you? Wait, who are you?
The figure in the bed is a young Farian man. First thing you notice is that he seems to be severely beaten. One eye is nearly swollen shut, and where his skin is revealed, it is a patchwork of livid bruises. He groans and winces as he props himself up, glaring up at you with one good eye.
I know exactly how he feels. And I beat up a lot of folks just the same way.
Hey, eyes gleam with dark amusement.
Come to laugh? Madiko. This would not
Madiko.
have stood in Ozia.
He yanks at the bedsheet, trying to cover himself. What happened to you?
Iswana. They are an unreasonable people. I was enjoying a night of cards when one of them attacked me, out of nowhere. I had not spoken a word to her, the mad devil. Look what she did to me, my ear.
He turns his head and you see that there is a scab over notch where a chunk of flesh had been away from his left ear.
When the fighting is over, she takes my coin purse and strides away, bold as anything.
You lost a bar fight? No need to whine about it.
Shoddery. This woman attacks me without provocation and suffers no consequence? The governor lets the Juana do as they please, and this is the result. I should be out there, helping to find our people. My wife, Zenetta, she is out there, and I...
He gestures feebly with an arm, grimacing.
Listen, I am without other means. She took my coin purse, my wages. How am I to pay the governor? How am I to feed my son?
His already bruised purple face reddens further.
That woman should be in the stocks. The guards do nothing. But you've heard me out at least. Do me the kindness of retrieving that coin purse, and I will give you what I can spare.
Maybe I could reason with this woman. Where should I start?
They call her Mokeha. I
Mokeha.
imagine she's back in her village, feeling proud of herself, no doubt. Follow the road as it bends north. Then west. You can't miss it. A pile of sticks and straw.
Well, with that, he sags back against the mattress, clearly exhausted. No, exhausted. He's pouting. Pouting like a bitch. I got beat up. Help me. Help me. Alright, I believe it's just the jail here. Just the jail. Do 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 do. Ah, flare fresh fish.
Rico, I can do nothing without more guards. Yes? What is it I can do for you?
The watch commander looks at you after her listless greeting, and you notice that she is dark bruised around one eye. She grimaces, but does not turn away. I don't see many guards around.
We are stretched thin. The storm speaker did much to help, but much of the town has flooded. Now we are awash in homeless citizens and stranded merchants, to say nothing of the cultists out there.
Savia glances up at Xoti, expression flat, but keeps silent.
Now I have Ilari's people making trouble up on Gorechi Street. His little gang is looting everything they can get their hands on, and the Bozzo kicks up his heels like a prince.
Lucky for you that I'm around. I humbly offer my services. Let me out and I will bring you this Ilari's teeth.
Shut it, Riggere.
Riggere.
Something you wanted?
I could speak to this Ilari.
Cue. I cannot say it would not be welcome, but you are only recently arrived, and not I here by choice. Why do this?
I've lost a lot to the storm myself. I want to help.
I wish more felt as you do. I might get a full night's rest. Gorechi Street is in the western part of town. Just walk until you hit water. We don't need a bloodbath. I'm sure there's a peaceful solution to resolve this. I'd appreciate your looking for it.
Everything's here in Port Maje.
We lost no one to the storm, but many homes have been damaged, and the people are terrified of this giant the scouts reported. It is chaos, pure and simple, but things might have been far worse. What happened? I showed the drunken fool more patience and respect than he deserved, and he struck me without warning.
Sientere, Savia. You know that I was aiming for Darmo's pretty face. Ado, stranger. Or is it captain?
Oh,
You
the
have
captain,
the
eh?
carriage of a captain. A noble bearing all around.
The man in the cell wobbles slightly as he steps forward, fixing an eager smile and glassy gaze upon you. Looks like he's sitting down.
Apretta, you must free me. I am a creature of the sea. I am
Creature
not
of the
meant for
night.
this dark place. I will dry and wither like a landed fish.
I could use you on my crew. What do you need me to do?
You see how fate has brought us together?
Nope, nope.
The ice-hearted guard, she has set my fine at 400 pyres. I have none. I flounder here until the debt is paid.
It is paid. Any suggestion how we get you out of here?
A matter of coin. 400 beautiful coins. That or the key, yes? The door is the thing.
Riggere leans in to wrap his fingers around the bars of a cell, rattling them with no effect. He sets his forehead to the bars and sighing.
The commander, she guards the keys like a jealous wife. It would take steady hands to slip it from her pocket. That is, if you have need of keys at all.
He turns a finger in small circles by the lock and winks clumsily at you.
You think me idle to ask this of you and do nothing? I have scratched, sir, a little mortar from beneath the bars at the window at every chance. The stonework, it is very strong. I can do nothing by hand. With tools, perhaps. With explosives, for certain. Norgund in the Kraken's Eye, he carries many such useful items. All for legitimate use, of course. Animancers, they love explosives.
He raises his brows and grins doubtfully. What did you do to end up here?
I did no one any harm. I am at the Kraken's Eye so often Thorol should pay me. I sample every bottle for quality.
wow.
My loyalty has given him heirs. I would have paid what I owed in time. Had I the coin?
You walked out on a tab, Riggere. Nothing to boast of. And then you crawled up to the governor's estate, pissed on the steps, and resisted arrest.
That'll do it.
Merla,
That'll do it.
I do not remember that at all. Right on the steps?
Red
I
on the
am
desk.
sorry for the last. I tell you, Savia, I cannot help my magnificent reflexes. You were being very grabby.
Do you know your way around a ship?
Do I know ships? He asks. I know every vessel on these waters, every one, from the galleon to the every one of them. Sir.
Every one of them.
You have enemies? These fists will drive them into the waiting arms of the sea goddess.
He got it. Alright, fairly well.
Still
Quest,
kicking, eh? What'll it be?
Any chance you saw the fight between Rinco and Mokeho?
Mokeho?
Mokeho, sorry.
That'll be the Juana the poor fool got into a dust-up with, I expect. Yeah, I saw it. Made a real mess, they did. The two of them were having a game of cards, far as I could see. Guess things between them soured in a hurry. I kicked the Juana out, had a few men carry what was left of Rinco home.
Do you know who started it?
Ah, could have been anything. Rinco doesn't know when to quit talking, and some of those Juana are real serious types. Far as I'm concerned, we owe the Storm Speaker for keeping the town in one piece. Don't mean I'd invite her people over for tea.
So they were playing against each other.
Well, yeah. Think maybe Rinco wasn't expecting one of the Juana to know the game so well. He looked real nervous by the end.
Do you know Rinco?
Well, no more than most. He's a hard man to like, let's say. Came here with the wife, an animancer, one of Odorisi's lot. The governor could tell you more there.
Yep. Questions I have?
Sure.
Governor, eh? Hello, Governor.
What can I do for you? Certainly.
Clario stands up with a little straighter and clears his...
It may not have the grandeur of Ostia or Enchense, but I am proud of what we have created here. We've established strong supply lines, and our research rivals any performed in the Republics on better days.
What about the Hune?
They keep to themselves for the most part. We have little reason to interfere, and any Juana willing to work are paid for it. We get a few of those. Perhaps village life is too simple for them. They say things are very different under Queen Onekaza II. She has unified many of the Juana under her banner. Ikawa is one of the last holdouts. It works fine for our purposes. She is easier to negotiate with.
Why build an outpost here in the first place?
Scouts reported finding Ingwitan ruins along with a promising Adra vein, and the locals were welcoming enough. Any venture of this size is difficult. Even so, the hard part was not convincing people to join us, but weeding out undesirable individuals. We lowered our standards in the end.
Oh, ho! Cheeky, cheeky. Clario smiles wildly.
Not long ago, the whole archipelago was beneath notice, a place of warring tribes and grotesque sea beasts. Now, it seems every ruler on Eora wants an island of their own. The lands here belong to the Juana, for now. If you ask the Royal Deadfire Company, that will not last.
Clario mutters under his breath, wringing a hand over his scalp. The Royal Deadfire Company?
Dispatched by the Ranganui of Rawatai himself. That would be their emperor or king, perhaps.
It's like the India Trading Company-ish.
Not long ago, the whole archipelago was beneath notice. A place of war. The lands here
and
belong
the
to
Filarian Trading Company?
Well, we are not here to rule. We will be here so long as it benefits the republics.
And you.
War does not benefit the republics, for the moment.
I see.
If you have any questions at all, really, at your pleasure.
Clario set his arms behind his back, watching you with an expectant smile.
Yes? Something you need?
I was hoping you were going to talk to me about, Perennial. Richie. Garage. As you make your way along the side streets of Port Maje, you come upon visible traces of storms passing. Many of the houses here boast cracked window panes and sagging awnings, as you pass narrow streets strewn with foliage and debris. The cobblestone beneath your feet are still slick with water and salt. Before long, you're ankle deep in sucking mud and loose stones. The flooding only worsens up ahead, where the water level rises to the knees. Most of Port Maje residents have fled this region for dry land. But the murmur of raised voices ahead and the occasional splash suggests that you're not entirely alone. Well. Ilari.
Careful. One bad step out here and you drown, amico.
Amico. The young elf hand drops the pistol in his belt, palming the grip. The faintest hint of a sneer plays about his lips as he watches you unblinking. Savia sent me, she needs you to stop the looting. Ilari snorts, his nose winkling. He regards you for a moment longer in expectant silence. Then he throws his head back, letting out a braying, unpleasant laugh.
Merle, she must be desperate. Not so desperate as to come here on her knees to beg for herself, but she sent you. No, there's my answer. I get my cut. There's no sense in ruining a good thing.
Help her out on this one, and Savia will owe you a favour.
A favour? Merle, I should buy her dinner, maybe.
Mid-curtle, Herreri's brows draw together. He runs a thumb along his jaw, frowning.
Done. I'll do it. Bon piacco. Can't
Bon
be too
piacco.
bad, having a commander in your pocket. Tell Savia this isn't permanent. Second the water clears up and things are back to normal, we're through. I'll spread the word. Gorechi Street is under lawful protection now.
Give it there.
I got this.
Nothing but endless grey mist. This is not the afterlife I was promised.
Not yet, at least.
You seem to know where you are going.
Cole crosses ethereal arms over her chest.
Watcher, you're talking to a lost soul, aren't you? I'll just shine them the light real quick.
Shine the light, blinded by the light. The lantern rattles as Xoti swings it over ceaselessly between you, siphoning in the spirit's essence. Okay, that was creepy.
I'm all ears. Tell me what's on your mind.
How are you feeling? Have you suffered any recent nightmares?
I did, recently with you. You were walking the depths of the ocean, but you didn't drown. And in your hand, you gripped the key to Eora's end.
Face aligns fierceness.
I've seen stars wreathing a statue's
stars.
brow.
Blinded.
And souls flowing like tears over gleaming Outtro. And then my god headed into the heart of the storm, where he could find the darkness.
Find the darkness.
Yeah, it's best we gotta move on.
Maybe.
On it.
Another one.
Something must be wrong with my vision. No matter how much I blink, I
cannot make out more than blurry lights in the darkness. You are quite blinding.
Yeah, into the lantern. What's the last thing you remember?
Pain. I came to help one of the traders gather her belongings. Then other men came. They struck me over and over. Is that why I cannot see?
No, I should have just killed him. Into the lantern with you.
Follow Gon's light, all you lost souls.
Oh,
for
you
it shall
lost.
guide you
Oh,
through the
well,
wheel.
welcome, children. Welcome, children. That's what she reminds me of. The lassie in Poltergeist. Oh, welcome. Oh, no, welcome. Oh, I can speak to her.
Gotta wait in my lantern now. Almost feel like I can hear the soul when I jostle it around. With every soul, my lantern's getting heavier and heavier in my hand.
How are you feeling? Have you suffered any recent nightmares?
They're there in my head when I sleep. And sometimes I can taste them on the back of my tongue like a smear of grit. Happens when I take in a particularly volatile soul.
Don't worry, we'll figure it out. We'll figure something out.
Will we? Ought we? I just don't know.
Touching the bridge of her nose with dirty fingers, salty sighs.
I trust you, Watcher. I swear I do. I worry sometimes about what's gonna happen to me. But, well, it's not like I can turn my back on my duty to my god, even if it kills me.
You know what she reminds me of as well? Durance.
Tell me what's on your mind? Yeah, it's best we gotta move on.
Boy, did it not like him. Really did not like him.